Hello, Facebook. I think this is gonna work. Every time I do this, it starts to say no connection. That's the first thing that happens, and then it like, blinks off, and then I come on. So it's like, okay, I think I'm getting used to this now. So welcome here. My name is Stella Scott. If you haven't been here before, and this is What's Your Question? And that implies that you can send me a question or ask a question somewhere on Instagram or here on Facebook. You can send PM me or Twitter or wherever I show up. And I will address that here. And if I don't get anything, I will just talk because I have done this a lot. I have themes that come to me either through this one here or something comes up while I'm in a conversation with somebody. And just recently, this week, I think it was like Monday, I met a lovely woman and we decided to work together. So we're going to do that. And she had this issue of negative self-talk going on in her head. And when I was sitting down afterwards and thinking about this, like, what's your question? I realized that this is a big thing for a lot of women. And I've been there. And it's not that I'm completely cured. Things are still going on up here. Oh, little head. But I've come a long way. I've come a long way. I do not throw myself into self-hate or self-judgment or meanness towards myself. I can come with judgmental things, but I'm never mean to myself evermore. Never. That just doesn't happen. It happened before. So I've done this thing, and one of the things that I usually say is that when you do something, when you want to work on something and go somewhere, the best thing is really to be with somebody who's already done that, who's been there and gone through it and has the experience, and preferably also has worked with other people to help them. And I've done that too. So I've worked with people for about 30 years, in all kinds of personal development. Anyway, so this is what I want to talk about today. And if you are interested in this and whatever I do, the What's Your Questions, that is every Thursday at 1 o'clock here in Central Europe, then it's important that you like my page, of course, but also that you like what's going on here. Otherwise, Facebook will just ignore it. Just liking is not enough. So you have to be active and give hearts and comments and share and tag people if you think this is something that friends of yours also deal with, the negative self-talk. And I always have a little, I write on the backside of receipts. So, to be like environmentally friendly and really use everything. Hello, whoever's there, please say hello. Send a little like button or a little heart, or tell me why you're here, what is interesting about this subject, negative self-talk. All right. So the first thing I want to say that most of the stuff that is going on here in your head is something you invent. You make this happen. And here it's real easy. Hello, Cecilia. Here it's really easy to get into, oh, I make this happen. I'm a bad person because it's all me and I am the one who's responsible and I should really shape up. And why do I do this? And dum, 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 dum. And that doesn't work at all, right? Because it's, as far as I have seen with myself and with all the people I have worked with in all these years, in decades, we're talking decades here, is that it always has a source. And that means that you are not responsible for it happening to begin with. What you're responsible for is to do something about it now. But that's very, very different. And usually, because it happens so early, it's deeply ingrained here. Whatever is going on. And unfortunately, it becomes like a snowball effect. So when you have something to start with, you will get that going, and then it will catch on other things from other people, because this is another thing about it. It's not all yours. Duh. No. So you have something from the beginning, like a source. Let's say your parents said judgmental things about you. You should do this, you didn't do that. How can you be so stupid? Da, da, da. You got judgments about what you looked like, how you were dressing, your friends, your classmates, your teachers, important forces in your life came with input. Because when a baby comes out, she is so, so sweet and innocent. Then, of course, you can have ideas about previous lives and da-da-da and DNA. But let's forget about all that and just say that this baby comes out and is completely fresh and new and here. And what is not going on up here is I'm probably not a good enough baby. I probably shouldn't scream when I'm hungry. I probably shouldn't. No, it's really bad of me to scream now when my diaper is full of pee and poo. That does not happen, you know? So we get that, and then we start to mold some kind of persona around all these judgments that show up. And we have consciousness when we are in the womb. When I was born, people thought that babies didn't have consciousness. We didn't notice. You could even, do surgery on a baby without anesthesia. Fortunately, that didn't happen for me. I've had a lot of surgery as a baby. But that was like the idea that you don't get like consciousness until later on, which is not true. Today we know, it's a fact, that we have consciousness already in the womb. We don't know when it shows up. Hello, Laura. Welcome here. But like when we're like in somewhere along the line, something happens and we like get like conscious about what's going on. We hear things and we see things and we react to things. I don't have like, I don't remember where this was and how and when and all that, but I remember that I read somewhere a long time ago that they could even have a baby react on a mother thinking about smoking, not smoking, thinking about taking a cigarette, and already there the baby's like heartbeat would like go up. The walls are built early on. We have to break through, and that's absolutely right. And I think when you use the word breakthrough, I think it's important to realize that you have to be gentle with yourself, because we are also taught, when I look at feeds and everything all over the place, it's about that we have to be so strong and so tough and fearless and all that. And honestly, I think that's bullshit. I think we have to be gentle with ourselves, because since these walls were built so early on and all this negative self-talk started, I have the source is so early. It's that part of us that we have to address and be with, and that is a very vulnerable little creature within us. So I could have like a whole lecture. I could have like a whole 1 day 1 week workshop on this. So it's like I have so much to say and so much experience when it comes to my own and with all the people I have been working with, of what happens when we get this so early, and how kind we have to be to ourselves when we do this work. Because if we're not kind, we will only defend ourselves against ourselves. That doesn't work. So when you're that small and you have these things going on, and then so you already start with, I have something that is not, I'm not good enough in some way or the other, and then it goes on here, and then you have other people that confirm this. I used to say to myself, it's just totally amazing when I think about it. When something didn't work out, oh Stella, you're such an idiot. Now I used that word, idiot. Where did I get that from? I got that from that when I didn't agree with my mother, she told me I was stupid. That's how it worked. So I heard that I was stupid from early on. But when I was agreeing with her, everything was fine. So I learned that when I was like when something was like, I did mistakes, when I was not like in line with other people, when I didn't adjust properly, I was stupid. I was an idiot. And how did I wake up from this? I had already started my Gestalt therapeutic education, so I was going through that. And one of my best friends, I was at her home. She had 4 children, and we were talking. I don't know, about just something that had to do with personal development. And then I did something, and I said out loud, "Oh, Stella, du är en idiot," which means you're such an idiot. And she said, "What did you just say?" And I said I was an idiot. And she just was like, "What? Why do you say that?" "Well, you know, I did this and that, and then I said this and that." And when you saw it, you know, that was like stupid. I said, "What? Don't you ever say that?" And she burst out laughing and said, "No, I would never call myself an idiot." And I woke up. I woke up to the craziness that was going on here. And since I was in training, I also realized, oh, this comes from somewhere. And I started to do my digging about where that came from. So that's how I know, how I found it. But I did that in a very protected and supportive environment. And I think you need that. I think you need a protective and supportive environment. And you need people around you, because we cannot do this for ourselves. In my world, this thing of being an idiot, or telling myself I was an idiot, that was a survival mechanism. You see, I don't believe in self-destructive actions or behaviors. I believe that whatever we do that looks self-destructive is a way of coping with something. I wrote a blog post about that, so you can go to theenergizedme.com. I don't remember the name of the blog post, but it's something about self-destructive doesn't exist. And this is also from what I've seen with my clients through the years, is that whatever it is, no matter how self-destructive it looks, it could be that you had a problem sleeping, but it could also be that you're on drugs. It's always a mechanism, something that you have turned to be able to deal with something, to cope, to survive. So my best way to survive with my mother was to agree with her. She always wanted me to agree with her. That was really important, to confirm her. So my way of confirming her and showing her I loved her because I really needed her love, because otherwise I would not have survived, was to agree with that I was an idiot, that I was stupid when I did a mistake or didn't agree with somebody. I know this is heavy stuff. I know. And if you feel like you get triggered or that you don't want to listen to this, that's fine. I can totally understand. But if you also feel that, perhaps I should look into this a little more, I am so willing to help out. You can PM me and we can actually have a chat. We can schedule a time. And if you want to work with me, like this lovely lady that decided that she did want to work with me, then we can do that. So it's totally up to you. I know I might be a complete stranger in your world. You never heard of me. I'm also Swedish. Can we do this online? Yes, we can do this online. Just as you can sit here and listen to this and feel that, ooh, this has something to do with me. And also, I hope, get this, thank you, get this realization within you that, yeah, this might actually be a person who will understand and who will be able to guide me and hold my hand, be beside me while I go through this. Because I don't think it's impossible. But one thing I know is that reading self-help books will not do the trick. Because if they did, we would not have the self-negative talk, right? If that helped, if we could do it all by ourselves, we wouldn't sit here and say, you wouldn't be here with me now and say, this might be an issue in my life. Because you have already read the self-help books, right? You have already been tough with yourself and decided that you're going to shape up. It doesn't work that way, because this is a survival mechanism. It's a way to cope with the situation that was really hard. And so you try that when you beat yourself up with the head and tell you how stupid you are and you didn't fix that and that is going to, if that worked, you wouldn't be here. It doesn't work. It really doesn't. And it never will. It never will. As a matter of fact, it will only get worse. yeah. So what's coming to me now is, ooh, I'm not very, uplifting. But you know what I think? I think I'm very uplifting. I think telling the truth about how challenging this is uplifting. I think that's where we need to go. This whole thing of it's so easy and just shape up and I'm fearless and I'm a queen and I'm a princess and all of that, which is all very sweet and nice, but it doesn't create change. It doesn't catapult you into the process of letting go of your survival mechanisms, because survival mechanisms are deep shit. I know from my own experience. We're talking deep stuff. And I also want to say that for me, this is not therapy. This is still coaching. I don't do therapy anymore, but I've done a lot of that. But I can also, I know the difference. And I consider myself to be like a deep coach, that you have to like face your demons. Yeah. In a safe environment, but on a coaching level and not on a therapeutic level. So it's a little, I wouldn't say lighter, but I expect that you have a support system around you. So because you need people to like realize, okay, she's going through a process. Because all personal development is processing. All right, let's take a look at my little note here. See if I okay, yeah. I think is what I wanted to say today. And as I said before, this is a big topic for both men and women. But where we are today, with all the judgments about our bodies and everything, I think for women this is like crippling. And it also cripples you when it comes to whatever you want to do. If you want to start a business, or do you have what it takes, and all these things that start going on. I can't coach other people, and do I know enough? And women constantly want to like educate themselves more. It's also always a new course, another training before they can go out and do it. And I can assure you that you can go out and do it now, but this has to be handled in a gentle, caring, loving way. And as I said in the beginning, it's not only yours, and you also need to have like tools to understand how to deal with the stuff that isn't yours, but that you took on. Because we do that, we take on other people's crap, and try to deal with it, and it's impossible to deal with other people's crap that you're carrying for them with tools that are when you're trying to address what is your own but it's not yours, so then it just slides away. It doesn't work. So you have to have other tools to deal with what is not yours but that you're carrying and that is ruminating in your head. All right, that was it for today. If you like this, give it a like, a heart, a wow, perhaps even, because I know that frequently I say things that people don't expect. And talk to me. Write me a PM. Go to theenergizedme.com, which is my home page, and read what I have there. And you can see a little about me, because, as I said, I'm probably an unknown force for good in your life. And it could be good too. You can read some... what's it called? It's called testimonials and blog posts and stuff. All right. Thank you so much for today. And next week, same time, there will be What's Your Question? And I will be inspired by you perhaps, or you will just send me a regular question that you want me to address. So have an awesome rest of your day and see you soon. Bye for now.